Breaking news coming out of La Noria. Anselmi ball is no more. Multiple sources reporting that Martin Anselmi has left Mexico City and he is en route to Porto. ¿Qué onda, mi Cesar?
¿Qué onda, Mar? ¿Cómo andas?
Chilling, bruh. Big chilling.
Yeah,
What's new?
bro. Nada. Chilling. Lo mismo de siempre. Coaching. Todo.
Huevo. We had the retas on Monday.
We sure did.
MLK
Balled out.
Day. Yeah, we had a good 14 heads. We did like 7v7, maybe 8.
Yeah. Around
Maybe.
there, yeah. It was a good size, pa' que no saliste too cansado, ni like you also didn't have.
I know. I saw some of our pictures and like there's a good amount of people walking, right? Like it's not all full force, which is nice. You got the ball, pues tocar, moverte. When you don't got the ball, catch your breath.
Sí.
But yeah, we had some footy here in the Morgan Hill area. Folks from Gilroy, folks from Hollister, folks from Sanjo came out. It was a good time.
It was a great time, and it was a beautiful day.
The pasto was nice, too.
Pasto was nice. Unos taquitos después.
Oh, for real. We went to La Región, not a sponsor.
Yeah.
La Región Market, the homies, they hooked it up with some tacos. They were bomb. Y me robaste un balón, güey.
Oh, yeah, I have it. It's in the car.
Hijo de tu madre.
Que no se me olvide porque...
I was like, in my head, immediately afterwards, I was like, oh my God, tenían que ver ratas. And who was it? I took 2 balls, folks. Nobody else took a single ball. Nobody else took a single ball.
Yeah.
That's how it is in retas, bro. Everyone's like, oh, the other fool's bringing one. Whatever.
Yeah.
And then I pull up, and then we got a good squad. We have a good match. A lot of fun. And then I'm like, bro, what happened to my other ball? Like, literally, as I put one in, I'm like, where'd it go?
Yeah.
And I text Cesar. Lo and behold, it's in my trunk.
Yeah, dude. I don't know how I got to my trunk. One of the 2 guys that was sitting in the back. I'm not going to say any names because I for sure didn't take it. Like, why would I take it?
Y'all let us know if y'all believe that. I don't know. That's cap.
The important thing that we should focus on is que no se perdió.
No se perdió, which is good because that one's an Adidas match ball.
Yeah, it's a really
that
nice.
One's a match ball. I got a good deal on it. I was the one that I took back was a cheap, shitty one. Then I was like, damn it, why didn't they take this one? But now we know where it was. Y la barridota que me diste, güey, la madriza. Me and Cesar, we had a couple 1v1s ahí, you just get a little saucy, right? You take out lo que dice aquí, ahí saco el rencor.
Sí.
And I try to turn on a 180, right? I try to flip you, and Cesar, you went the wrong way. But then you caught up and you tried to go body to body and you laid my ass out.
It was just one of those ones que dices, oh, esto está sabrosa.
You see, this fool like straight up. And as the person with the ball, like sometimes you could just feel like, and I knew, I was like, oh, this guy is right here and now he's right here.
Yeah.
And va a entrar con el puro hombro.
Yeah.
And you went straight up. You almost got me shoulder to shoulder, just that I leaned body in.
Yeah.
And you got like my shoulder blade back here. That's how I was like, foul.
And all you hear is your wife on the sideline. Hey, faltota, tenía que ser a la América or something like that. And I was
she's like, tenía que ser a la América. No, my niece, my goddaughter was like, Nino, get up. And
Nino,
I was like,
you okay? Dijo, yeah.
And I was like, Ariela, help me. No, but it was good fun. It was all in good fun. Got a good running in. I like using my watch when it's just cascarita like that. I got like 4 miles in. I was like, damn.
Oh, shit. Let's go.
I got 4 miles in, you got for sure 4 miles in. So
there.
It was a lot of fun, and keep a lookout, folks, for more of those to come. Welcome back to episode 135. A whole bunch of fun stuff happening. Champions League happened today and yesterday. The boy Santi balled out. We'll talk about that. We'll go over the standings. Premier League over the weekend. Sad days for both your Newcastle and my Arsenal de mi corazón. We had La Liga over the weekend. We had scrimmages that all of a sudden were bigger than any match in North America between your America and Messi and friends. The Selección Mexico played. And La Liga MX has so much drama. Stay tuned, folks. There is some breaking news coming out of La Noria. de Cruz Azul. Some sadness for the folks at Cruz Azul. Maybe right before we get into it, just giving you guys a heads up. We've told you guys we are heading down to LA next weekend, in about 10 days from now. If you guys are along the way, or if you're in LA and you guys would like to support the podcast through the purchase of a hat or a scarf, we'll be taking some stuff down. So feel free to hit us up beforehand so we know how many to take and where we're going. Para hacer el maps y todo, and we'll meet up and we'll get you guys your merch.
Oh yeah,
let's do it. So let's kick it right off with Champions League. Lo más bonito. Your Barcelona was one of the first matches ayer, and one of the greatest matches of this match week, in my opinion.
Yeah.
5-4 scoreline, never disappoints. A whole bunch of mistakes from your boy Szczesny. Some gifted goals, de Rafinha.
Yeah.
A whole bunch of craziness. I was at work. They were 3-1 down, and then I come back, and it's 4-4. And I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, overall, just even on the transmission, they were like, este juego es uno de los que van a ser, going to go down in the history books, que van a ser recordados. And it was just crazy, like bonanza, everything. Todo, había penales, amarillas, own goals, todo tenía.
Yeah, I mean, and culminated with the last-minute goal de Rafinha, which was just puro rebote in the box, right? And then he just blasted in. Like, I just crazy. Mayhem in every single one of these goals. No podía faltar. 2 penalties de Lewandowski también. The goal, the first one was the first goal of Benfica was when Szczesny took out Balde.
Yeah.
No? What do you think?
Yeah,
as a keeper?
My first thought is like, yo, Ter Stegen can't come back fast enough, bro. Like, we need him porque Szczesny, digamos que es more of like that traditional goalkeeper.
Entre los palos, ¿no?
Ajá. Más de que, like, Noria que sabe salir, or Mier, now that we see it, or even Ter Stegen sabe salir, because cuando salió Szczesny, salió destiempo, no le dijo a Balde, hey, it's mine, y chocaron los dos, y quedó el balón for the Benfica player. It was like one of those comical goals.
It was just like, le cayó ahí facilito. After you would have thought either Balde would have gotten it out and then taken a madrazo, or Szczesny would have gotten it out and given a madrazo.
Yeah.
And none of that happened. They basically assisted. But I think that was one of the big things with Szczesny when he was at Arsenal, like a little bit distempered, como que se le iba la onda, and like hacía unas jugadas like at keep, amazing. Yeah. Blocking everything, pero de repente just like a gap in judgment or something. Yeah. Like in that play, maybe he should have left his 2 defenders that were right there have a whack at it and stay in the box a little bit. Pero se fue y dijo, no one's stopping me, man. Yeah. And like you said, they didn't talk, and he ended up taking out his homeboy. Like the craziest thing is none of them like chickened out.
Yeah.
They were literally playing a game of chicken y mocos, cabrón.
Opas. Yeah, and I was surprised Balde was able to get back up and keep playing because, yo, un madrazo de un portero que usually bigger. Balde's one of the, like, on the shorter side of things, pero you're just like, he pinche madrazo, bro. Hopefully he didn't injure our player, right? Bueno, we gave up the goal, pero luego to take an injury after that, iba a salir peor, pero
no, for real.
He got up.
Araujo with the own goal también para acabarla de chingar.
Yeah, but I also wanted to talk about the penalty he gave up. Szczesny, do you remember that one? It was the 3rd goal. Yeah. So they put like a through ball to like the right winger of Benfica. Y salió hella far out. Still in the box, pero cuando salió again a destiempo, they chipped the ball over the goalie. It didn't go in. He just wanted to chip it
just to run on.
Yeah, para que el portero lo tumbara. And again, it's one of those, like you mentioned, lacking judgments or lapse in judgment. We saw it there again.
Yeah, and like you said, can't wait for Ter Stegen to come back soon enough. But le salió al Barcelona just a la pura suerte y por la espalda de Rafinha, in all honesty.
Por la espalda de Rafinha, and also got to give props to, I mean, el conjunto as a whole, but I think Hansi Flick with Eddie Garcia coming in. Yeah. It's like one of those subs that it works out because he ended up on the score sheet with a nice header. So it's like, okay, también tuvo la mano Hansi Flick there to help Barcelona get this.
For real. Eric Garcia, who used to be like a natural center back, seemed to me not like that great technically to be able to move forward or play any other position. Pero ya juega de seis. Since he went over to Girona, he went over on loan to Girona, and he started balling out at the 6, holding and giving salida, and now doing that for Hansi Flick off of the bench and coming in, imponiéndose, getting a good header goal against Benfica that gave them more confidence to come out and close the match. That was the tying goal, right?
Yeah,
the 4-4.
That was the 4-4.
Y luego el gol que le dieron the one that hit off of Rafinha's face too. That was the easiest goal of his career. The keeper, he has a terrible foot mob score. One, because of this one. He was trying to clear it out, and he had his entire team spread wide. They were all like un central, like in the box.
Yeah.
And he smacks it straight at Rafinha, and it goes in. Rafinha was outside of at the box. And it smacked him, hit him in the face, and he didn't even care. He was like, I got, and the ball went in.
Yeah, I remember that one porque I didn't look at it. I only saw the ball going into the goal. I was like, who did it hit? It must have hit somebody's head.
I was like, it hit a back. It hit a back or did something. Yeah. No, he hit he wasn't even close, como que estorbándole. He was far, and he hit him and just dinged himself. Like, también, he was in a terrible position to go back.
Yeah.
Y no alcanzó, but with that, Barcelona get their 5-4 win. I saw people quoting, I think, Johan Cruyff saying that he would rather win a 5-4 than a 1-0 just because of beautiful footy, right? Like that. Like coworkers of mine that actually were able to watch the full game. They were like screaming. They're like so excited. This was a good time to watch. One of the ones, like you said, go down in history as like an amazing match. And it puts Barcelona like comfy in second place with 18 points, 1 match to go. We'll be doing some math in a second. But right behind Liverpool, who are still perfect. And we can go right to them. They're still perfect. They went up against Lille. They almost slipped up. Jonathan David, delantero del Canada, de nuestro Canada aquí cerquita, scored a goal. And a lot of people are saying that he is the best CONCACAF player even more now after scoring on probably the best team in the world. They're at the top of Champions League pretty easily. Do you think Jonathan David is the best player in the world, Cesar? Do you think Jonathan David is the best player in CONCACAF at the moment?
I think he has a claim to it, but I think after Santi's performance against Bayern Munich, we have definitely a conversation there. But overall, Jonathan David has done it. Doing it against Liverpool gives him an edge. Doing it against, like you said, the best team in the world currently, against Virgil van Dijk's back line, yeah, he has a pretty strong claim to being the best
player overall. Best nine. But what about player in CONCACAF?
Jeez.
Do you think... first, let's answer that. Give me an answer. Him or Chaquito? Him or Santi? Best striker?
I'm going to have to say David right now.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay,
but
so then
close second is Chaquito as a 9.
Okay, so he's the 9, the best 9 out there. Who do you think is the best CONCACAF player?
I think Christian Pulisic is probably up there.
It's got to be him.
I
think Pulisic is the best player at the moment. He's doing it in all competitions except for with Milan today.
Yeah.
But he is balling out in a position that I think gets him a lot more involved in the matches versus David. Playing lights out, scoring when he needs to, about to get himself a fat contract, but como que te da más Pulisic. And Alphonso Davies, goddamn, not doing anything anymore.
No.
Used to be.
Chaquito did him well. Dirty today.
Oh, for real, huh? No, but yeah, I do agree. I think Jonathan David does beat out Chaquito, Santi Jimenez for just by a little bit for best 9 in CONCACAF. But if Santi makes that move to Milan that's rumored, he can score in bunches there and maybe...
And he'll have Pulisic next time.
For real. Now, the rumor, just because we probably won't cover it later, the rumor being that Santi Jimenez is locked and loaded with Milan, personal terms, but Feyenoord doesn't want to let him go. And we could talk about that match today. They won today 3-0 against Bayern. Huge, probably the biggest upset of this match week. Easy. And Santi scores 2 of them. So in my opinion, Feyenoord's not going to want to let him go.
No, definitely not. And after today's match, I think today's match was one of his best performances since he's been at Feyenoord.
Oh, for sure.
Right before that first goal that he scored, he had a really nice defensive block on the tiró. Todo se tiró to block a shot from outside of the 18. And like a minute or two later, he gets a beautiful ball. First touch is exquisite.
Yeah.
Amazing first touch. And then the finish was equally as nice against Neuer. Not only against any goalie, but Manuel Neuer.
Yeah, ball from 30 yards out from his mid, from his winger. Pull like La Duerme, right? Like going full speed.
Yeah.
Against I don't remember. I don't know if it was it Upamecano?
No, it was Kim. Y luego Alfonso Davies was next to him.
Sheesh. Y bajarla, put it to his side versus the defender's side right next to him. Bring it down, and then one touch, boom.
And dos toques terminó.
Dos toquecitos, and
jeez.
They give him the confidence for the rest of the match. He gets the penalty. Yeah. He scores it. Neuer does guess it, but la clava bonito.
La clava. Upper right corner.
Yeah, it was nice. And then on the third goal, the 3-0, he actually started the play.
Yeah.
Como que lo tumbaron, and he still got a pass up, and then that ended in the assist. So, in my opinion, the best match I've seen of Santi, including the opponent that he's going up against.
Yeah.
Because he's had these matches where he like puts the team on his back in league, and you look and they're playing pinche Heracles or some shit. They're playing, I don't know, they're playing fucking Acetalmar or something. But in this case, against a powerhouse in Bayern, and to do that against a really good back line, like that's crazy. Outshine Harry Kane?
Yes, big.
Bayern had crazy shots though.
If you're AC Milan, you're like, yo, hopefully they already had the contract locked in.
Yeah, they're
porque si no, les va a salir un poquito más caro.
Hey, we agreed on 30. Yeah. No, I had read before the match that Feyenoord didn't want to give him up, and that they said 40 million, which is kind of astronomical because I think before they were asking 30 in the past. But now con estos golecitos, hey, 45.
45, mínimo.
So Bayern had 80% possession on the match. They had an expected goal of 2.8 y se comieron 3 y no metieron ni uno. They had 30 total shots, 6 of them on target. That's crazy. Yeah. The keeper actually ended up getting player of the match, even higher than Santi, Justin Below. He balled out. He was stopping everything, the Harry Kane.
Yeah, and I also wanted to call out the Costa Rican.
Oh, the center.
Jalen Mitchell, center back, 20 years old, came in the second half, and he had like the first 5 to 10 minutes, he had 3 plays, a header, and then a slide tackle, and then a body to someone. And man's looks cuerpulento, macizo, and then he would still go up. If you're saludo a los ticos, you guys should be really excited about this guy.
Saludazo a los ticos, 6'2", 20-year-old. These other nations in CONCACAF are exporting players, man. Aguas con ellos. Aguas con ellos. This is a monster player for future years to come. Moving it on, my Arsenal, they won 3-0, and it basically locks themselves in top 8. They could still statistically make it get knocked out of it, but it would take a lot of goals in the double digits almost. So they're looking pretty in 3rd place. Y listos para el top 8. Qué bonito lo bonito.
Yeah, they only lost against Inter a 1-0 in week 2.
Yep.
Back in November. So they're looking good. I don't know if we could say the same thing in league, but we'll talk about that later.
Ahí van, más o menos. I mean, we're struggling, pero pues. Yeah, that brought Arsenal up to 3rd place, as I mentioned. And I think one of the other great matches of the week was Atletico Madrid versus Bayern Leverkusen. A whole bunch of madness. There's 1 red card each way. Pablo Larios from Atletico gets one pretty early on because of VAR. Hincapié gets a red card for double yellow. And then Julian Alvarez just puts Atletico Madrid on his back.
Yeah.
The first goal, ball in from Griezmann. And he gets a touch on it. Vámonos hasta la casa, se metió. hasta adentro, and a little chip goal, like a little machucado, a golazo. And then the second one, también igualito, just pure Simeone hustle.
That's what I was going to say. I was like, I didn't watch this game. So for them to score at the 90th minute,
yeah,
you're just like, okay, well, it's Simeone.
There was they're like right back, made a run up, and he was just like stumbling into the box with the ball. And then Alvarez was like to his right, and out of nowhere, le dio la gana to make the mini run inside the box, and barely the guy falling toe poked it right to him. He goal.
Jeez.
Then in the freaking 90 plus something minutes, up to 5th place now with 4 matches won in a row in Champions League, and they get an eliminated opponent. They get, I believe, Salzburg to finish off the full group round, which is awesome for them. Yeah. So let's break it down. I think those are the main ones that we wanted to call out. Let's break down the standings. Like I mentioned, Liverpool up top, your Barcelona 2nd, Arsenal 3rd, Inter 4th, Atletico Madrid 5th, Milan 6th, Atlanta 7th, and Leverkusen 8th. A good amount of Italian representation there. 3 teams, the Italia, 1 team, the Germany, 1 team, the España, 2 teams, the Inglaterra. Not
Liverpool
bad.
And Arsenal, yeah.
Not bad. Right outside of there, with still chances, Aston Villa, Monaco, Feyenoord, Lille, Brest, all with 13 points. And then a whole bunch of 12s, a whole bunch of 11s. Like, this thing is really tight, and this is exactly why they made this format. Because they know the level playing field that it creates. And a ver quién gana the last week. I didn't think it was going to be this tight for the last week.
Oh, queda nomás una?
Yeah.
Dang.
8 total matches.
So we talk about PSG, el burritazo que tenemos on the line.
Yep. So PSG, that was also a great match today. They ended up coming back versus City, being down 2-0, and they won 3-2. And with that win, PSG moved just to 22nd in the top 24 that make the playoff rounds. And that means if they make it, I get un burrito.
They got Juventus in the last match week.
No, they got Stuttgart.
Oh, shit, I was looking at
Benfica has Juventus, but yeah, they get Stuttgart, who is in a pretty good spot themselves.
24th.
They're
right outside, right inside.
They need a win. Yeah. Pero con un empate, los dos van happy. Y yo también con un burrito. I'll take it.
Damn, for real.
Sheesh. Let's go.
Statistically, PSG can still.
They can lose
on the outside.
They would need like 2 to 3 teams below them to win, like outside of the group.
Even Shakhtar wouldn't be able to. If they win, they wouldn't be able to.
No.
They need just 4 goals.
The only possible ones. I know. I think they're actually already statistically in because City and Dinamo Zagreb basically, if they win, they move up. But ahí se queda PSG still in last.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Jeez, goddamn.
We're looking good. But yeah, another kind of a shameful performance by Manchester City after Pep Guardiola coming out and saying over the weekend that they got their identity back.
Oh, I see. Get smacked in the mouth.
Ya quisieras. I mean, they did for that first half, 2-0. It was in the 60th. They were up 2-0.
Stay humble, eh?
Stay humble, mi pinche Haaland. He scored today, though. The French teams that were so strong at the beginning of this, I want to talk about them. Monaco and Brest. They are in 10th and 13th place, respectively. Monaco was number 1 and undefeated at a certain point after like 4 matches, and now they're 10th. También Aston Villa, who got their fair shake at first place, they are now 9th and outside of that guaranteed top 8 spot.
Yeah, that loss against the Brujas back in November también. I remember that one.
Le hicieron brujería lo de...
Yeah, pinche, what's his name? Tyrone Mings.
Oh, yeah.
Hizo una chingadera with him and Emi Martinez.
Oh, the handball, yeah.
The handball. Yeah, that match was, I can remember it.
That's crazy, a veces, when you do some dumb stuff like that and you get caught, like, it turns your whole damn season or your whole world around.
Yeah, so again, top 8 get home legs. Or van a hacer el playoff knockout at home.
I think they get moved on. Correct us if we're wrong, folks, in the comments. To my understanding, top 8 is like in NFL. You get like a bye. Okay. And then entre los 9 y 24 se dan ellos madrazos. And then whoever moves on, then you play the top 8 who have the home advantage.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's going to be a really good knockout round. City and Dinamo Zagreb basically are the only 2 that are out that still have a chance to honestly get in. Shakhtar Donetsk kind of, but the numbers aren't numbering for them. So about 10 of the 36 teams are basically already eliminated. Y ganaron pa su casa.
Yeah, and we can't say we're fully surprised of those 10. I think
some of them, yeah. Girona, I thought they would do better. Tanto desmadre to like talk about like, oh, we want to go and be there with City. Sorry, we're both owned by the same team, by the same country, basically. Y para hacer eso?
Yeah, Bologna también. It would have been nice. Bologna,
hay que tener respeto. Salzburg también. The young boys, we couldn't even make any jokes.
No manches,
they're dead last. 23 goals against. They only scored 3. Oh, pues ganaron para la casa. All right, folks, let's bring it on to the Premier League. Let's go domestic league for a bit. My Arsenal were making headlines there as well. I was saying were doing good in Champions because they're sitting pretty. But in League, they were up 2-0 against Aston Villa. And then they give up 2 in like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And then they get a draw. They drop points. And they allow Liverpool to gain room on them now at 6-point advantage plus a game in hand. Y ese dolió.
Yeah, I saw that whole second half, and I can tell you that for a second I thought they were going to lose it.
Yeah,
porque Aston Villa, Arsenal had the ball for most of that, but they were just not dangerous.
Typical.
Y luego Aston Villa would get a ball at Tielemans or say Iba, they would get a shot away, and now Noria would be scrambling and shit. Pero no, I mean, after they got that goal with Havertz that hit their hand, hit his hand.
Have you been seeing the Twitter videos? People are saying que pegó la pancita.
Yeah.
Like,
nunca le pegó la pancita.
I don't know.
You really think que le pegó la pancita?
No, I'm saying I don't know. I don't know. En el video se ve como que you could clearly see his hand is right here.
Yeah.
Right?
And his hand getting pushed back by the weight of the ball.
No, that's what I don't know, because supuestamente lo que están diciendo the people that are against it about it, because even Ollie Watkins, for some reason, I don't see why he has any reason to, but he came out after the game in the interview and said that he wasn't sure at the moment. I was like, my guy, what? ¿Y quién te preguntó?
Yeah, like
he's a childhood Arsenal fan.
Oh, okay.
But I was like, okay, get that bread, my guy. But what the Twitter sleuths are saying is that que le pegó así, le pegó como que aquí, and then like in the same movement, hit and he moves his arm and then it goes that way.
That's what we call reaching.
Yeah.
Porque in the transmission, multiple angles and enseñaron el VAR.
Yeah, just nomás se veía un angle good. The rest of them are like from no manches from the
I know,
nosebleeds.
But we all have that same angle of that.
But that's what I'm saying.
Twitter.
I'm saying.
Pero se miró. Para mí fue clarita la mano.
Yeah, but it was a tale of two halves. Arsenal came out and did well in the first half and a little bit at the beginning of the second half. But like you mentioned, de repente como que se les ve that they just are playing pretty, but ¿pa dónde?
Yeah.
Right? Trossard, who we've been criticizing a lot on the podcast, got 2 assists. He balled out.
Ever since he broke Pedro Porro's knees, he's been balling out.
He got hyped after that. Yeah. No manches. But yeah, in 10 minutes, Tielemans and Watkins got their goals. And like you said, it looked like Arsenal was about to completely fumble that. They were able to hold on with that, almost score one. Ended up being a handball. Pero se necesitaba más de Arsenal. Like, how do you let those 2 go in?
Yeah.
When you need to keep pace with Liverpool, they're winning. A couple weeks ago, Liverpool dropped points, and then Arsenal dropped the same fucking points. And it's like, dude, you have to keep it going.
Yeah, and it just, I feel like it's a broken record. Us coming back and saying, oh, they need a 9. Oh, they need a 9. But that's it. Plain and simple for everybody to see. They're just not dangerous in the box.
Yeah, but is that dangerous because, like, is the 9 going to solve all of that? Because in my opinion, Martin Odegaard needs to put this team on the back because we don't have Saka, right? So one of your wings is guaranteed a lot less dangerous than it was a couple weeks ago, a couple months ago now. It's that guy, right? And Martin Odegaard hasn't been that guy. He scored today, I believe, and maybe that'll get him back into better shape. But he hasn't been the guy that he was before his injury, and Arsenal need that because you're missing other players. Martinelli not doing that great, so I think Kai Havertz scored today. Beautiful header. So like, and he scored here. I mean, he's producing what he needs to. And a better 9 would be dope.
Yeah.
Que le dé competición también, allow him to play in the mid. But también, like, if the rest of your players are off, like, that's where you need to produce.
That's my whole issue. It's like we see it with Nottingham Forest. Chris Wood is on fire. Y a veces las hace solas. Or Chris Wood is there. Or Alexander Isak. Se inventa una jugada que puedes combinar.
Yeah, but right before this run de Isak, no manches, güey, andaba muerto.
Todo el equipo andaba muerto.
Well, that's what I'm saying, bro. Right? Andaba todo el equipo estaba muerto. So ni Isak, ni Ronaldo, ni pinche Pelé ahí would have scored, right? So that's where it's like, okay, if I'm blaming Odegaard and these fools, I'm like, okay, then like, why am I going to go spend 90 million on a striker? Once they pick it up, yes, you don't need a cam, you don't need a winger, you don't need a this, right? Kai Havertz is doing it. Por ahorita. Should they go get Gyökeres from Sporting? Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah.
But are you going to fix the rest of those? That's what I'm saying. Go get that 9. Yes. Because we're going to need him because Gabriel Jesus is out.
Yeah, for a while too.
Pero que chingados when Martinelli starts sucking again and we can't get a fucking ball in. ¿Qué vamos a hacer ahí?
Okay.
Está mal la cosa, doctor. Ahora no, hacerte enojar a ti,
No,
güey.
espérame. I wanted to call out Emi Martinez because in that game he came up with a few saves that were just like, they're really good. Yeah, I forgot who I was talking to this about, but I told him, yo, I do not like Emi Martinez as a player, as a person per se. Pero de que el motherfucker is clutch, that he's good.
He comes up in big moments.
Is good.
He comes up in big moments. A big keeper.
Yes. Big, good. Reflexes are on point.
Tiene presencia.
Like
almost can be a plug-and-play captain. And he grew up in England, so I mean, he speaks perfect English. It's not like he's out there like McAllister struggling and Brighton to talk English. No, he's good. We all hate him.
Yeah, we all hate him, but motherfucker's good.
But he is very good, and that's the thing. You can't be like that. Let's make you mad now. You're Newcastle. Their hot run, 9 wins in a row, came to a screeching halt contra Bournemouth. ¿Qué pasó ahí?
Well, todo el equipo decided not to show up. And
sí,
Bournemouth
ni Isaac.
Pasó por enfrente.
Ni Isaac que la hace sola y que no sé qué, y que no sé qué.
Ustedes quieren my boy. Leave my boy alone, man. No, this game, I didn't even watch it because I was just I saw the score and I was like, no, seas mamón.
I mean, 6 minutes in, they were already down. And this Bournemouth way, no mames, te dan una. And they put you to sleep, bro. These guys know how to win. They know how to close out games.
Yeah, Bournemouth, who is used to going up and down between the Premier League and the Championship, now are just flying.
They're like, aquí me quedo.
Es una season the Premier League atípica because you got Nottingham Forest doing the same thing. You got Bournemouth. You got United being down in the depths.
Spurs también.
También, que no más ni una, no hace ni una. But yeah, I mean, this Bournemouth completely went to St. James Park and killed us.
Yeah, Iraola, their coach, is cooking right now there. He's got Tyler Adams in the middle who got an assist today. Julian Araujo anda malito. He's getting back. Todavía. You see, but Kluivert, el hijo del famoso Patrick Kluivert, Justin Kluivert, put 3 away on you guys. Some bangers, too. No manches. 25. Unos golazos que les andaba metiendo, bro. I was like, damn.
Al rato van a pedirlo en Arsenal también.
A todos, güey. Tráeme a todos. But no, yeah, every once in a while you need a slap in the face. No? Yeah. Like a reality check. Que te echen un balde de agua. Cabrones.
Pónganse las pilas porque at the end of the day it's Premier League.
Ni andan en Champions League ni nada.
Eso, bro. Deja que te agarre, güey, in the Carabao Cup. Deja que te agarre.
We're already eliminated in that. We're eliminating all Cubs except for champions.
No, you got a second leg in the Carabao
Oh,
Cup.
yeah, but it's 205.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Let's go.
But yeah, your Newcastle is right above Bournemouth now. They had their chance to get back into close to top 4. They're in 6th, Bournemouth in 7th. Wait, está buena la cosa.
Yeah, 4-7 está tight.
Yeah, the top of the league, Liverpool, they won 2-0 over Brentford. It looked like we were going to get some drop points. Ya me los estaba saboreando. 90 plus, you get Darwin Nunez in, and we get some Darwizzi magic.
Dude, that fool just was on that game. Scored 2 seguiditos. Se quitó la camisa, celebró con los fans. When he scored that second one, I was like, bro, this was probably so into the match. Se va a quitar la camisa otra vez. Get a second yellow, pero thankfully que no.
I know, he's smart.
So, yeah.
Cool. He had every right to. I mean, bro.
Yeah, big
saved
points.
us.
Big points.
I saw Arne Slot celebrated the hell out of those 2 goals, and I was like, bro, I mean, yeah, he's keeping you. That was literally keeping you up there at the top of the league.
Yeah,
because they've been slipping a little bit.
It seemed like they were gonna tie. No más él dijo no ni Melga.
Give me my minutes back. Yeah. No, yeah, they had tied 2 matches in a row. This was about to be the 3rd, and like you said, Darwin said, not on my watch. United has been struggling lately. They lost 3-1 to Brighton, and Amorim came out and said that this is the worst United of all time.
Yeah, which is huge.
That fool doesn't hold his tongue.
No, but then he came out today and said, yo, like I might have gone carried away with those words, so he kind of like took it back. But I think overall he's just trying to get a grip of this team because holy shit, do they suck. You have Onana literally letting go of a ball for the 2-1. So yeah, your goalie can't be doing that.
But just seeing the like progression of his statements from going to like immediately getting signed and saying like, hey, it's gonna be a while. This is gonna suck for a bit.
Yeah.
And then to kind of shedding some light to being upset when they tied Liverpool and saying we could do this every week. Yeah. Right? Remember that? And then Bruno even coming out all emotional. And then not to be like, bro, we just suck. Like, no ifs, ands, or buts. We just suck.
Yeah, and it's just comical because ¿a quién le puede pasar? Pues a United.
Yeah.
These things. So, yeah, I mean, hopefully he's able to maintain, a cohesive group because as a player, you can only imagine your coach being out there in the press, he diciendo esas cosas. You're just like, holy shit, bro. Like,
imagine you're like, bro, I suck.
Yeah.
And I'm the starter. No, imagine being on the bench. He's like, bro, and I don't even play.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. And imagine being the captain, bro. Imagine being Bruno. You're like, fuck, bro. Like, what am I doing? Te sientes todavía más perdido at that point.
Bruno, I think, is one of the most looked at captains like under a microscope in the league. I think because a lot of people question if he's a captain, right? Because maybe no se le ve que hable tanto con el conjunto, or that, like, I don't know, he does. Maybe because he's smaller too. Like it doesn't give you that like I'm gonna tell everybody what to do and they're all gonna listen to me type of vibe.
Yeah.
So he's always criticized, and then también lo alaban when he balls out. But I feel like if your coach is saying that, like that kind of hits hard at Bruno. Like, bro, you can't get this team in shape. Like, what's up? And then every third game you do a stinker. ¿Qué onda? No.
Yeah, so, yeah, we'll see. También dijeron que Rashford was back training with the first team. So I wonder if internally también está mending that situation or not. So it's a lot going on at United right now.
Just seems like sometimes they just don't know what to do, which is crazy to me because so many changes that they've had at the coaching position, the star players on the team, the ownership. It's like, can nobody like just fucking piece it together? ¿Qué onda? Like,
yeah,
¿Qué está pasando? And they just can't make it work.
Yeah, right now they sit 13th with 26 points. They got Fulham next. Not an easy team to face against, but they do have the players. They should be able to produce something, pero we'll see.
In my opinion, sometimes like I look at that squad and I'm like, you don't have the players, man. Like I mean, like it's a godsend that Amad Diallo's balling out like that. I think it's a godsend because like, dude, like también like a lot of people estaban alabando a Garnacho, and I had a super hot take that one time, right? That I was like, after that Chilena, I don't think he's not gonna be him. Yeah. And now he's out the door. He's going to supposedly to like Napoli or something.
And I mean, Anthony went to Real Betis.
Yeah, right.
On loan.
But that's trimming fat.
Yeah.
Right? The dead weight lo estás dejando, sacándolo de tu mochila y tú quédate ahí.
Yeah.
Right? But like and that opens up space for you to hopefully get like certified ballers que te vayan a ganar el partido ellos solos. Right? Because you need to stop getting the Xerxes. Yeah. Who's supposed? Did you see he's gonna get in trouble for celebrating and grabbing his junk?
I'm dead. No, I did not see that.
I don't know if it was a joke or not, but yeah, he hella did it, and people were like, "No, bro, you're about to get suspended." They need to get some solidified players, like, it's because some of these guys are just not. I don't know. They're just not cutting it, and you're just like you're supposedly really good, but you're just not cutting it.
Yeah,
it's experimental, almost
for
like
a club like Manchester United, like you think of Manchester United, you think of Beckham, you think of Scholesy, you think of these like Rio Ferdinand, these players que tenían unos huevitos y que se echaban el equipo al hombro, and like they would do anything, they would die for that shirt. It's like we've came a long way from that United. Like we've seen the downfall to like now Anthony being memed, clowned every single week in, week out. It's just like, it's crazy.
For real. Super quick in La Liga, Cesar, just because it's kind of getting out of hand. But I do want to touch on it real quick. Your Barcelona, they drew versus Getafe over the weekend.
Yeah, that shit wild, dude. I don't
¿Qué está pasando ahí, doctor? Que alguien me explique, por favor. No, hombre, what is that?
It's like you come play against La Liga, and instead of rising and being the team you played against Real Madrid, you're like now play at Getafe's level.
Yeah, like, I don't know. Like, how do they decide what games to ball out? Like, to try their hardest? Like, Jesus. Like,
and
you had Yamal there, so we can't say it's the Yamal effect, right?
And
when
even
he's
today,
not there.
He was really, like, impatient with, like, his play. Like, he would take... Anyways, but, like, I saw... It was very interesting because I saw a video or a tweet on Twitter that said Real Madrid... They were talking to this older... dude who used to play at Real Madrid, like in their mid 2000s. Era un chaval, he was coming up the ranks from Real Madrid, and they had won the Supercopa. And dijeron, he was like, yo, like, I thought because we won silverware, it was going to be party in the dressing room right after the game y todo. And he was like, no, it was like, it's just another trophy. The rest of the players told me that, yo, in Real Madrid, you win either La Liga or Champions League, and that's when we celebrate. No, estas copitas chicas, the Copa del Rey, like, hey, that's okay.
Sí.
Es como nada. But, like, it comes back to, like, now seeing Lamine Yamal and all these younger kids celebrating con unas ganas la Supercopa, which, like, you're beating your biggest rival, te la doy, que celebres. But now, like, the next week after, you're, like, tying against Getafe. Like, what's up with that drop-off?
Yeah, that's...
Like, did we over-celebrate and now we think we're the greatest club in the freaking planet? Or like, you know?
Yeah, that is a crazy drop-off. Maybe andaban cruditos.
Pues sí, pero tomos.
That 2-3 day hangover, I know, but I mean...
Yeah, it's just, they need to be playing como le jugaron Real Madrid, con esas ganas, como le jugaron al Benfica. Con esas ganas. Every match.
Because, I mean... If we're looking at, like, cuando lo hicieron is when nobody believed in them, when their backs were against the wall from the first minute against Real Madrid. They are the superpowers, and you smack them in the mouth, right? Versus a Benfica, you're down 3-1, your back's up against the wall, you throw it back on, right? Vámonos, y metemos 4.
Yeah.
And then you play against Getafe. No risk. Nobody's even like, oh, you got it. Ya van ganando 3-0 before the whistle even blows.
Yeah.
And then you draw. And it's like, come on.
Yeah, Getafe is 16th, right? They sit two or one space below relegation.
And that 1 point was beautiful for them. They moved out of being tied for that last relegation spot.
Yeah, it's like, tienes que ser protagonista. Ay, no me gusta, dicen
For real,
los chicos del Barcelona.
That's a beautiful free point for el Getafe ahí. Vale oro. Los que sí están jugando bien en la liga, Real Madrid, they ended up winning 4-1 versus Las Palmas. And it's the typical. Mbappe scores, Brahim Diaz scores, Rodrigo scores. Today Rodrigo scored 2. Vini scored another 2. Este güey mete uno. And slowly, this Real Madrid is becoming stronger and stronger with their big ass let-ups like in La Supercopa, right? But when they're on, that's where Champions League is going to get interesting.
Yeah.
In the knockout rounds, if they're on, agárrense, cabrones. Especially if City's not there to stop them.
Yeah. Which Real Madrid sitting, I think, we're like 16th. But I mean, I think once you
get in.
Once you get into knockout stages, like Real Madrid turns into like an unstoppable force.
All right, let's bring it on to the some other leagues / non-league play. Let's start with that. Messi and co. El gran Messi y sus amigos de Inter Miami. They played against your América, Club América, y empataron 2-2.
Yeah.
But they won in penalties.
They did.
El de la honra.
Unos penales todos bien mal hechos de la
Todos, güey, huh?
Todos.
Who missed the para regarla? Fue Ramón Juárez, ¿no?
He did play, huh? Yeah.
Bro, that shit tripped me out when I saw the highlights. I was like, weren't you just in Brazil?
Yeah, the southern of Brazil. Like, what the hell?
And then they were explaining it on the broadcast yesterday, the Mexico, was that he went back para las celebraciones del campeonato.
Chau.
Bro, this fool, he went back because he wanted to play against Messi.
Yeah, I get his shirt, huh?
Yeah, bro. It's crazy.
But yeah, I mean, it was in Las Vegas. Después de eso se fueron a tirar party.
Puro party. Vámonos al casino, güey. ¿Quién trae vara? ¿Quién trae man?
el pinche Azcárraga was there. Dígale al patrón que nos dé.
Yo, patrón. Dom Perignon, ¿no? Un little champagne bottle, algo.
Un penthouse.
¿Qué onda? ¿Que no ganamos el tricampeonato? That's what they were saying.
And he was like, ahora vamos por el tetracampeonato.
Did you see
Malagón?
Malagón was like, cabrón.
Cabrón. Es como si fuera tan fácil.
Yeah, I know.
Así como decir.
He's like, oiga, ¿y usted juega?
Yeah, but other than that, I mean, Messi was his shenanigans during the game.
He scored.
He did score.
He scored the weirdest one. He had a couple pretty easy ones for his standard. Y voló una, like gnarly. And then, yeah, he scored a header. Y se metió con la porra.
Se metió con la porra diciéndole 3. Yo tengo 3, ustedes 0.
Yeah, and everyone took to Twitter. I even saw Hercules Gomez.
Fire.
Hercules Gomez was saying, like, el que se lleva se aguanta.
Se aguanta. I was like, sí, Hercules, pero cállate, güey.
Pero tú... Ay,
pero no me gusta cuando dices eso.
Tú no te metas.
Sí, es pinche americano. I'm just kidding.
No, but I mean, duele, ¿no?
Sí.
Kikín Fonseca made a good point on the broadcast yesterday of the match. He was mentioning how, like, Mascherano came out in defense of Messi and said, los mexicanos son hostiles en contra de nosotros a lot, and we've played a lot of matches against them. And I'm like, okay, makes sense. And then Kikín mentioned something along the lines of like, es que ustedes I think called them burlones or something like that. Se burlan y es porque tienen por qué. You guys have a reason to make fun of Mexicans because you guys have beaten them relentlessly for multiple decades now.
Yeah.
And the grandest of stages, and Mexico hasn't had that win back.
Yeah.
To be able to even punch back and say, well, remember el Mundial de 2006? No, you guys fucking beat us. You knocked us out. And I mean, se tienen que aguantar. That feeling, that pride, that anger needs to run through the federation to pump out more players and to create a better generation to then beat every Argentino. That's what it is. That's how you fight back.
Yeah. I mean, ever since I can remember, my first World Cup that I watched was 2006. Y dolió ese gol de Maxi.
And the first one was offsides, ¿no? El de Tevez.
No, that was 2010.
Oh, that was 2010.
Yeah,
for real,
y luego te dan 2006. 4 years later, again. Y con el gol de Tevez, todo chueco. Y luego, you don't see him again until 2014 you didn't see him.
2014,
2018 you didn't see him. But then again, in 2022, you saw him again. So half of the time I've seen World Cups, Mexico goes out against Argentina. Or has a big game against Argentina and goes out.
Es lo cabrón.
So, yeah, I mean, I completely understand what Kikina's saying.
The ones that hurt as Mexicans are like the 2006, mainly 2006 because it's basically pre-Messi.
Yeah.
And it seemed like you just had a chance, bro. Like, yes, el Carlos Tevez was a baller and El Kun and all these fools at that time, but like you had them. I think Mexico is even better ranked in FIFA at a certain point.
They were like 4th or 5th overall in the whole world.
Yeah, I think they were higher than Argentina at a certain point. And then que así lo sacan, you're just like, bro, come on.
And I don't see us having a chance in the future. Like, seeing how
it's going to take generations. It'll take generations breaking through to make a change to the current setup because ahorita pues nomás no. Yeah, I think it's a perfect transition. Your America lost in penalties. It was all for fun.
Yeah.
A billetazos. It was just for money. And we all move on. And then La Selección de Mexico goes down to Argentina. It's kind of funny. It's like a top Mexican team versus Argentinos. And over here, like a shitty Mexican team versus the top Argentino team. Y les dieron en la madre en Argentina. Los Millonarios. I didn't know that they didn't like being called that because they have money.
Yeah, they started off being de los ricos y Boca es de los pobres del barrio de Boca.
Who's your team in Argentina?
I can care less.
No.
If I had to choose.
You had
like, I don't know.
I like the lore of certain teams. I like Belgrano because they're the ones that just came up from Segunda and they have a good following. San Lorenzo's got like the biggest like the most songs, cánticos que se ven bien perrón. As a Chivas fan, you can't be a Boca fan. But I like La Barra Brava and the ghetto-ness and the turn of de ellos, but as a Chivas fan, you can't be there. It's forbidden.
Yeah.
A ver quién.
I mean, when I was growing up, I would have told you Boca because of the colors of America. But like now, I don't know. I like Vélez, Sarsfield, because their logo is kind of cool.
They're champions.
I like Lanús because of their colors.
The maroon.
The maroon color is nice.
Sick.
But I mean, Talleres because of that meme.
Talleres.
But like, me importa un comino quien gane o pierda ya. But I think
it out.
All of the clubs are historic in their own way.
The league's starting. The league is starting this weekend.
Yeah.
So we'll find ourselves a favorite. But River Plate, they won 2-0 versus La Selección de Mexico. I don't think we had time to cover. Last time we didn't get to cover the match against Inter either. But just summarizing against Inter, Mexico wins 2-0 también. Good showing from the majority of the team.
Rubalcaba with the brace.
Rubalcaba, the biggest standout. A lot of counterattack de Mexico. So como que se dejaron encerrar un poco and then snap back. Vámonos contragolpe, and a whole bunch of them worked. One of them went in, el gol de Rubalcaba, the first one.
Yeah, you're right. So it was 2-0. Uno era de
Eric Lira, the first one, off of an amazing play that Rubalcaba too. He did a dummy with Gallardo.
Yeah.
Let's go right through, which, like, I think that showed more intelligence football-wise than any of his other plays, including the second goal de Rubalcaba. Like that, my guy.
Yeah.
Que padre. Ahí te ganaste minutos, hopefully. Sí. And Lira puts it away. También tú ganaste tus minutos.
I think him, Rubalcaba, probably had one of the most solid.
Ramon
games.
Juárez had a really good. That fool. Vámonos,
sí, anda bien prendido ese Ramon Juárez, and I think he has a really good chance to like fight for like the 3rd or 4th spot.
Yeah, no, 3rd is the chiquete. Me calmas,
pinche Juárez le dio una bailada al chiquete.
Hey, tú cálmate. No, but yeah, Juárez, I think, stood out in the back line. Mm-hmm. Gallardo played pretty solid. I think a lot of people were really excited about Mora getting the couple of minutes that he did. Got like 5 minutes the first match, and he had a play where he was just balling up, trying to cook. And then I really liked Elias Montiel. He got an assist on the Rubalcaba goal.
Yeah, it was un pinche tremendous cross Or le dio un pinche balonazo a Rubalcaba.
Yeah,
that
he was
came in from
he was in
behind.
in his own half, and then after getting away from 1-2, he just se la picó, vámonos, agarra.
Yeah.
But completely different story against River, losing 2-0. A way different lineup. Ramon Juarez is gone. You bring in 2 Mazatlan players. Rubalcava's not in. Memote's still there, but Montiel is not there anymore. Mora doesn't get his chance to debut. Like it's just como que metiéndole pedazos. And in my opinion, a lot of the players got exposed.
Yeah.
For not trying to put out the strongest lineup and then piecing in ahí cambiecitos. Maybe his whole goal del Vasco era just give everyone their chance. But como que se vio medio gacho.
Yeah, even André.
Fue madriza.
Fue una madriza, and it could have been worse.
The first 70 minutes were all River.
Yeah.
And it was gnarly to watch. Some parts in like the end of the first half were just like, ay, ni ven el balón, güey.
Nada. Or they'd have it for like 2 seconds y ya le llegaron dos de River otra vez.
They went back to the jokes that we make about Liga MX that it seems like they got a fucking un palo de pie que no le rebota el balón. Like every ball Jeremy Marquez would get in the middle, that other dude Meraz from Mazatlan would get it. It was like boom, boom. And then they're twice as fast as you and they just go.
Twice as fast, twice as strong, twice as intelligent. Like that Colombian forward they have.
Borja,
un pinche zapatazo que le dio que ni le dio tiempo a André. What's his last name?
Andrés Sanchez.
Andrés Sanchez to even set up because the ball was already in the back of the net. Like we saw it, Osvaldo Sanchez was trying to criticize the goalie, but like if you really take a look at that play, like I wasn't even expecting it. If you played at normal speed, saca el zapatazo de la nada.
Yeah,
and it goes directly into the goal.
That's where it's like there's nothing you can really do, but you gotta ask your defenders. You can't let them shoot. Right? No matter what. Like, it doesn't look like he's going to shoot, but that's when andas dormido, and he knows.
Yeah.
The forward knows where they're going.
Yeah. But see,
when he knows that you're not going to put a foot in, trabar duro, be pegado, empujarle el cuerpo, he's going to... That's why River was just smacking de donde sea, andan tirando nombre, andaba lloviendo out there. They were just shooting.
Yeah, and they would find that gap between the midfielder and the defenders. It's like that's where they would find all the gaps. And it's like you can't blame the goalie when they first have to put that ball through those midfield gap y luego they have to shoot before the defender gets to hit.
Yeah.
It's like there's plenty of people to blame first before the goalie.
I did want to ask you about his performance. Like, how do you feel overall? Because I think there is some blame for the keeper, but blame in the way that like he wasn't maybe 100% ready. He wasn't maybe the best keeper at the time to have put in. Todavía está verde, even though he's 28 years old.
Yeah.
Like, no es de selección even. But he was criticized on the coverage for most of the shots not being far out enough to cut out angles and give himself a chance to reach them, right? Especially the Borja goal.
Yeah.
Right? And then le andaban chiflando bien gacho every time he would get the ball. Because he would hold the ball for 1 second too long, and Borja would be ready to take the ball away, and he'd try to do a fake, y casi se la quitaban every single time.
Yeah.
Y ya sabes cómo son los argentinos, they're bagging on him. Every time he gets the ball, you just hear from the stands.
Yeah.
And he's nervous, and he's kicking him out, right? What do you think is just a hard lesson learned, or do you think he did okay?
I just think he's just not ready for being a la selección. I think if you're 28, yo le doy más valor a lo que dijiste that putting these players to hang out to dry, ¿verdad? I take a look at a Tapia. A veces es fácil decir, oh, Tapia should have been there.
Yeah.
¿Verdad? Pero si pones a Tapia en esa situación where you know that the rest of the team ain't prepared, that you're just going to get sandbagged on, donde te van a meter 2, 3, 4, you're going to have 1 or 2 good saves. I'd rather just keep him on the bench and have him experience that whole thing without him being exposed and lose confidence.
Yeah.
I think that's the bigger lesson for Tapia than having him out there. Porque Andrés Sanchez did what he could, but I think ultimately you have Malagón and you have Rangel, and now you have the other kid from Tigres.
Padilla, yeah.
Padilla, but the other kid from Tigres,
Tapia.
and it's like, yo, like, my man, you're 29, 26, lo que sea.
Yeah. It's like you got your shot, you were hyped up, como que ya no andas igual también in club, but like get your shot. And
sigue trabajando. And maybe you'll get another chance.
And now you know the level.
Yeah.
And you know, my guy, you even know it. You're not there yet.
Yeah.
But like it did seem like Vasco was there to make a lot of decisions that were just like a big no to some players. The two Mazatlan players, no le vi nada.
Yeah.
Luis Sanchez, I think, and then Roberto Meraz. Jeremy Marquez, who a lot of people have been screaming for in that mid, the Atlas. Nomás no se le vio nada, in my opinion. And I think he got a good opportunity there. He was just way too slow, way too weak, way too like not like fast enough mentally or anything to even battle it out versus the River players.
Yeah.
Pobre Eric Lira was having to drop as the center back.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't think that's the smartest thing for you to do either, but like you're just getting overwhelmed.
Yeah, but even like seeing him out there, he was still trying to hustle. Y se barría y le echaba codazos y le echaba de todo that. Yeah. I feel like some of these other players were like starstruck, like no sabían.
Yeah, they're like, what? Like this isn't Mazatlan anymore. Yeah. What am I doing out here?
It's like we have a River player who's well oiled, who trajo el balón from the left back all the way up to where we got a shot away. Like está dura la cosa, and they were just not up for
that's right.
That stage.
That's where I think Javier Aguirre honestly had more of an exercise to say. Was no thank you, but no thank you to a lot of these players.
Yeah,
I think he got a good 5 players out of this that he's just like, hey man, I mean, thank you. Like some of them even came last minute because Chiquete, I think Luis Sanchez dude from Mazatlan. It was more bringing certain players at that point that their clubs would say yes, because a lot of players didn't get to go because their clubs said no.
Yeah, but I think like kids like Elias Montiel and like Gilberto Mora who went in for a bit, Santiago Munoz. They're still young enough to where the coach can be like, okay, no me importa cómo quedaron. Lo que me importa es que estuviste aquí, tuviste minutos y sentiste lo que es.
Yeah, it's your experience. We've talked about it. It's an experience to go to el más monumental and get your ass beat.
Yeah.
No matter what, to figure it out.
Yeah.
Hey, kid, you're about to go in 20 minutes, but 0-0.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
Yeah.
Right?
And like, Javier Aguirre en la rueda de prensa at the end of the match was like, yo, I didn't even get to play in el más monumental. Like, that is what I'm telling these players. Que, yo, this is once in a lifetime thing. Unless you come and play here, unless you play Copa Libertadores, like, this is the real deal. This is the atmosphere you want to be in.
For sure.
Take it all in. So I think in that sense, to those players, those on the younger side, I think this experience was amazing for them.
Yeah. And, amazing for them. And they got to play together. The last 20 minutes or so, in my opinion, Mexico started doing really well. But it's also because, what's his name? Marcelo Gallardo put in the subs, the younger kids. So it was really the bench de River versus the youth de la Selección de Mexico. And that's where I thought that they started balling out a little bit. Montiel came in and really solidified the mid. Pedraza, low-key underrated de Pachuca, came in y se estancó todo. And como que even in the second half, you could see Mexico was shifted further up the pitch versus in the first half, they were in their own box. Y de ahí, puro offense versus defense drill de River. And that late second half, I saw them actually eating up some space. And Montiel balling out, playing off of each other with Mora, who got some aggressive plays. I thought they had really good chances those last 20 minutes. Even Santi Munoz getting his chance. Pero también para mí, like, I think he probably got a lot of constructive criticism, Santi, because he was getting bodied. He would get balls como que para tirar y tomaba su tiempo way too long. And he just wouldn't no lo veía a tiempo with the competition that he had, which is what's happening with him at Santos. He didn't score all of last season.
I think overall it was a successful gira for El Vasco, and I think games like this they need to have more often, especially knowing that Mexico will not have a eliminatoria. Well, they're automatically qualified into the next World Cup, so they need to face against tough opponents, and games like this are only going to benefit them.
For sure. Yep, that's the most that Vasco can get out of it. So let's take it to Liga MX, folks. Like we had mentioned, breaking news coming out of La Noria del Cruz Azul. Anselmi ball is no more. Ya quedó así. Multiple sources reporting that Martin Anselmi has left Mexico City and he is en route to Porto. I was doing a bit of research on Porto and it already says Martin Anselmi as their head coach on Wikipedia.
Let's go.
And I was like, no manches, así de rápido, okay. So he's got the head coaching job. At Porto, they had an interim for a good while now. So he's coming in there and ending on bad terms con la Cementera. Like, apparently it's in really bad terms. Some reporters were reporting that when he was getting his stuff out of his office, that he was like locked in the office. And that like the directivos were trying to talk to him. And he was just locked in his office.
Jeez. He was out.
You making jokes that he was getting the aire acondicionado,
sí,
¿no?
A ver qué se robaba porque,
Así
su
hacen,
compatriota Gago
took
llevó unas
stuff,
cositas de Guadalajara.
recuerdos.
Sí, que allá no tienen, dicen, pues.
Yeah, no, for real. So, now he's heading to Portugal. Cruz Azul has a harsh reality to face. They have to get a new coach. The first rumored coach is Efrain Juarez, the hottest name out there.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I don't think he should want anything to do with that hot mess.
Yeah.
That team just went from title contenders 2 years in a row, title contender favorites for this next year, to like, ew.
Yeah, like what? We don't even know what's going on.
Who wants that? Like, god damn, that's a tough situation. He fixed a tough situation over in Colombia, but I don't think this is like favorable for him. If I were him, I would just
stay away. Y luego, especially Cruz Azul being one of los cinco grandes, like everything he does is going to be looked under a microscope, and his best shot should be going to Europe and finding a team there.
Yep. Porto should have taken him. What the hell? Goddamn.
He was actually champion, unlike others.
Yeah, I know. For dos veces, no aprendió that. But apparently, Anselmi might take some players. There's rumors of Kevin Mier. There's rumors of Charlie. There's rumors of Lira.
Jeez.
That I saw somebody putting on Twitter today who was pretty reputable saying that they think that with him accepting was that certain terms that he would be able to bring certain players.
Wow.
And one of them being Mier. For sure, right? He wants to.
But I thought he got a new contract and his release clause is astronomical.
De Mier?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, todo se puede hacer, no? Imagine your coach is telling you in your ear, hey, hazte way and do the same thing that Chiquete did, pero para irte para allá. Sheesh. Yeah, va a ser un desmadre. It's a big old novela, folks. All right, moving on. Cesar, your America U23s.
Keep killing it.
Killing it on tie. Ay, perdón. Killing it tying.
A ver, dinos pues, ¿qué pasó?
They tied versus Tijuana versus los boys de Osorio. I do want to ask you, Cesar, is this America squad legit? U23s. And more importantly, I would like to ask you, would this America squad score more points in an entire season than Chivas?
Yes. 1,000% yes. And it is because they have something to prove. They're under 23 players who are hungry and want todos los puntos que van a ver, les van a pelear a todos. And knowing the whole entorno de Chivas, how La Drama, y Alan Pulido, y Chicharito, you're going to tell me they're not going to make more points than all that? Especially after this week and how they lost against Necaxa.
So they'll be scoring in the 20s.
Yeah, they'll be scoring.
20 points in the season, algo así. Top 6.
Yes.
No te la creo. Damn. Those are fighting words, Cesar.
Hey,
after tying versus the Tijuana, the first 11v11 full match. And then le ganan a un Querétaro with 10 players.
Que le ganó a Pumas, un Pablo Barrera.
No, hombre, parecen caballos sin pierna, güey. No manches. Y así les ganan 1-0.
Hey, Tijuana, the full stacked America tied against that Tijuana as well. And then they beat him in penalties.
I don't know.
So this U23.
I guess we'll never know because you already know. And Jardinez about to come in hot with the full squad back. Y bye-bye. A la sub-23 todos. Sorry. Thank you.
Gracias por mantener el bote.
Ay, no te conozco. ¿Juegas? ¿Tú juegas?
A ver, dime tu nombre otra
Ay,
vez.
güey, ¿tú juegas fútbol? I thought you were the balonero, güey. No, hombre.
Jeez.
You're not one of the little kids? No. Pues, así es la cosa. But, I mean, there are a couple of players that are balling out. That Salas dude, Ramirez, that are like supposedly ballers. Pero, pues, ¿quién nos cree? Damn, you're fighting.
Ahí cuando quieras, ahí te los presto,
Pues sí. I mean, ya tantos que les dimos a ustedes, pues también de vez en cuando.
Ya, regresarte el favor.
America players, we'll give you guys chances. Don't even trip. When we need it. Because Necaxa beat Chivas 3-2. Ay, cabrones. Iban ganando las Chivas, and they ended up losing 3-2. La ley del ex aplicada. Pavel Pérez.
With a header. Not the
tallest over some kid, though. I was like, bro, I was disappointed.
Over some kid, isn't that your one? Oh, no, because Castillo's out, huh?
It was Diego Ochoa. So that's when I came out on Twitter. I just asked people for their opinions, and then a couple people came at me saying like, "Hey, it's barely 2 games," and I was like, "Bro, you could have an opinion. You can have an opinion after 2 games."
Yeah,
this coach had a win, and he had a win in his hands, up 1-0, and he let it go. You can come up with conclusions of that because there's a whole psychological aspect to the game. Les enseñó a cómo ganar el partido. Even if he hasn't taught them his style of play, les enseñó cómo acabarlo, how to win, how to this, how that. You can make your own speculation with that. But, yeah, they were up 3-1, and then El Piojo Alvarado scored a PK. Chicharito played almost the whole game. Pues,
and he didn't come out injured, which is something positive for you guys.
Positive for him? Wait, no, I don't know if that's...
Porque, maybe you're right. Positive for him, porque no, de eso que meta goles, pues se mira duro.
Sí, lleva todo en contra for him to be scoring goals. Like, no se le ve por dónde, ni qué onda, ni qué. But, yeah. I mean, time will tell. That's the thing we have to actually agree on is that we're 2 matches in. Luis Romo got his first couple minutes in. He's got to figure out a way to break in and be impactful. Ayudar hacia adelante.
Entró por 15, 20 minutos, got a yellow. Aparte de eso no hizo nada.
No, pues,
hay todo con cuidado. Pues, nuevo jugador para las Chivas.
Tiene que entrar, quebrar leña un poco, and then just, next game, coach. Ahí te ayudo.
Dead.
Así es la cosa. I mean, as a Chivas fan, it's disappointing whenever you lose any match. It's disappointing to see the first blood come out of a coach that you want to think is immortal. You want to think that your new coach is immortal, right? When Jardinero was there, dolió al principio when they were like kind of whatever, and you were fucking pissed after Leagues Cup.
Yeah.
Right? Because they're mortal, right? First you think, no, my ownership cooked.
Yeah.
But then you're like, ay, güey, no, they didn't, right? So, ya perdió a la realidad. Okay, what are you going to teach the team to bounce back and to be stronger? Now that que no se creen invencibles.
Yeah.
So we'll see what El Gran Oscar Garcia does with that.
And now he's going to have his full squad. Right now, con Castillo coming back. I don't know if Rangel coming back. So ahora sí no va a tener excusas.
No va a tener excusas. Alan Pulido is almost back, supposedly almost full strength. Yeah, he's going to have a full squad and tienen que ponerlo mejor. Rumor is that Orbelín Pineda is still on the table.
Oh, shit.
And we'll see who else.
Efraín Alvarez also rumored to go there. America or Cruz Azul, I believe.
Yeah, Cruz Azul, yeah, nothing. But the rumor is that he grew up a big Chivas fan and that he is mentally said, like, I do not want to go to America. That, like, but money talks, right?
Right.
But that he is pushing, ahorita go to Chivas. But then the money has to align. He balled out with Mexico. They're going to ask for more money. It's Chivas.
Yeah.
So we'll see lo que pasa. All right, games to watch. Let's go.
We have Manchester City against Chelsea over the weekend. 5th place against 4th on the table, with Newcastle breathing down their necks in 6th. So this game is a big game for all parties involved, and it's a must-watch.
All right, in La Bundesliga, I got Leipzig versus Bayer Leverkusen, the 2 versus the 5. Both of these teams just lost in Champions League. Leipzig is officially eliminated from Champions League. Ya ganaron pa su casa. Leipzig has to figure out a way to sneak into those top positions to get back into Champions League next year. So I expect this to be a good match.
And Liga MX, we got Santos against America. America will still field their U23 squad, and they're going to go against pretty much a U23 from Santos. Santos que trae El Tan Ortiz, but they haven't started off their season so hot. So we'll see who comes out on top of this game.
No, for real. Why did they get rid of?
I don't know.
They're dead last again, and they scored one goal de penal. JJ Macias scored. That's crazy.
He got injured right after that.
Oh, he was hurting, huh? I'll bring us on home with just saying a couple of matches in Liga MX. There's a good slate of matches this weekend. We got Chivas versus Tigres, a rematch of a couple finales ago in Liga MX. We got Monterrey versus Pachuca, who are some of the strongest teams names-wise in Liga MX. León versus Juárez. James Rodriguez probably getting his first start. Cruz Azul versus Puebla. Who's going to be that Cruz Azul coach? A whole bunch of drama across the board in Liga MX, folks. And I hope you guys are tuning in because we don't have to wait till playoffs. Ahorita ya está bueno la cosa. And we appreciate you guys for tuning in, folks. We will talk soon. Subscribe to us on all platforms. Keep us moving on there. Les damos más content con lo que venga.
Yeah. We'll talk soon. Thank you as always, guys. We'll talk soon.
Peace.